Do you want people to follow you? Are you trying to figure out what is the best way to lead? Well, in this video, I'm going to walk you through the 5 qualities you need to understand the best way to lead. Now, I'm James. I'm an executive pastor of ministries. I oversee about 9+ ministries. I'm also a leadership advisor. I work with high capacity leaders and CEOs, navigating those things. I have a master's in organizational leadership. I've authored 2 books, so I know a thing or two about leadership and the best way to lead. So let's go ahead and get right into it because these are going to help transform your life, but not just your life, your team, the people around you, and even your family, because you can't just be a leader in an organization. You yourself, your identity, you need to be a leader worth following, and that's no matter where you go. So number 1, the first quality you need to be the best leader you can is fire. You need some fire. Now with fire, that basically means that you got to be passionate. You have to believe in something. You have to be a go-getter. You have to be someone that doesn't mind taking a problem by the reins and leading people onward. Now, the thing is, if you are a leader, then you are making the decision to do that. Followers don't do that. A leader does that. You have to have something that's worth fighting for, that's worth dying for, that's worth working hard for, worth sacrificing for. If you don't have fire, then you are a weenie. No, I say weenie as in nobody's going to follow you. Nobody wants to follow a leader that's just, oh, I'm just hanging out, just moping around. No, there's a reason why the Bible says, in whatever you do, do it with your whole heart. Do it for the Lord and not for man. And the reason why is because you need to give all that you have for the mission, all that you have for the vision. And that requires fire. All right, think about Ferris Bueller's Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the movie with Ferris Bueller, and he was in high school and he had this super boring teacher, and the teacher would always go like, Bueller, right? Just super boring in the voice, and it just drools, right? And you're just like drained and you don't want to follow him. The students are bored out of their minds. Everybody hates the class and they want to get out. And that's exactly what your team feels like when you don't have that fire. You got to have fire. And then here's the thing. Nobody can make that for you, right? You have to have it. You are called to have that fire. You are called to have that anticipation, that go get it attitude, to not just dominate, but to take care and lead your team and to take care and lead your family. So the best way to lead, number 1, is to have some fire. Number 2, you need intuition. You need to be able to make a decision. You need to be able to strategize and think through what you are going to do. You have to be able to think through and problem solve, and to be able to get curious, and to be able to make some mistakes, to take risk. Because if you are willing to do that, I'm sure you've heard, no risk, no reward. And that comes from intuition. But you have to have some intuition, right? You have to have something from the pit of your stomach that says, whether this fails or whether this succeeds, we are going to move forward. And that's your intuition that's going, hey, I'm sensing that there's something coming ahead and I'm not quite sure, but let's brace ourselves as much as we can and we are going to plow through it no matter what. If we fall, we're going to fall together. If we rise, we will rise together. And that's intuition. And you can't buy intuition, okay? You can't fake intuition. You have to be able to craft it just time after time and decision after decision, risk after risk. And the more that your team can be able to see you, that you have intuition, the easier it's going to be for them to trust you, because they're going, when you make a decision and then your team can see you constantly make decisions, whether it's wrong and you move forward or right and you move forward, your team is going to be able to say, hey, they've observed the patterns that you make, and then they are going to be able to understand, hey, no matter what, we are going to follow this person because they have intuition. They're sensing that something's going to come up, or they're sensing that there's a problem over here, or things are going to go great on this time. But whatever the case is, they will follow you. But that comes from your intuition. So again, number one, you got to have that fire. You got to have the fire. And then number two, you have to have intuition in order to lead other people. Number three, you got to be real, okay? Nobody wants to follow a fake leader. Now, when I say real, I don't mean that you have to overshare, okay? I'm not saying that you're sitting down in a chair and, you become Dr. Phil and you start talking to your team about your marriage problems, your finance problems, your family problems, that you have a rash on your back, your legs itchy, that you have smelly feet, that you're tired, you get the sniffles, you have a man cold. Like, that's not what we're talking about when we talk about real, okay? But when you are real, you are telling them, hey guys, I don't know what's going to happen here with this decision, but here's what I do know. Right? Or you're either going, hey guys, I'm struggling today. Today's just not my best day. But you know what? I'm here and I'm going to perform and we're going to crush it. Or you can be real and just say, hey guys, we are working extremely hard. I need to take a break. I need to take a rest. I need a vacation and I don't need anybody to contact me. We have our org chart. You know who to contact if a problem comes up. But it's you calling it like it is. It's you going, hey, are our meetings boring? Are we wasting time doing stuff that we shouldn't do? Is there something that I'm missing? Is there something that we should be doing that we're not doing, right? So when you talk about being real, it's you recognizing that your team can give you some feedback. Now, feedback doesn't mean that you listen to everything they say, but it's you being real in a sense of, hey, you may know something that I don't, and I'd love to get some input. So you want to be real. Best way to lead, you got to have that fire, have to have intuition, you have to be real. Number four, best way to lead, if you got to show, which means you can't just talk about it, you got to be about it. One of the funniest things I've seen, there was a clip one time of as a basketball player. They were doing practicing basketball in the NBA, and there's somebody on the sidelines, and they were talking a lot of smack. It's kind of like street ball. So they were talking smack, and so then they brought the person down from the crowd. They're like, hey, you know what? You're in the crowd. Come on then. Come on. Let's do one-on-one. Let's do a one-on-one. You're talking all this junk, then show me. Let's do a one-on-one. Show me. And then the funny thing is, of course, the person in the crowd couldn't play at all. They were not good. Why? Because they weren't a professional. In the same way, as a leader, you need to show your team. Don't just tell them, show them. Don't tell them to be on time if you are not on time. Don't tell them to dress a certain way if you weren't dressing that way. Don't tell them to perform at a high level if you yourself are not performing at a high level. Don't give expectations of things that you yourself aren't doing. Why? Because nobody wants to follow a fake leader. Nobody wants to follow somebody just for the paycheck. People want more. They desire more. But if you can't give it to them, then they'll either go somewhere else or they'll settle for less. They'll settle for the check. So you have to show them. And again, showing them isn't just you talking about it, but it's you being about it. You got to show them if you want to be a leader worth following. One of the best ways to lead. And then lastly, so recap one more time. Number one, you got to have that fire. Number two, you got to have intuition. Number three, you got to be real. Number four, you got to show them. And then lastly, number five, you have to have tenacity. Tenacity. Now this one right here is a make or break, because so many people, when things get tough, so many people quit. They quit. And when you, as the leader, when you quit, what does your team do? Yeah, they quit too. So now you quit, your team quits, everybody quits. Everybody's sad, everybody's moping around, and now the whole environment is affected because of you as the leader. You've lost your tenacity, you've lost your edge, and now it's actually trickled down into the entire organization, and everybody's depressed and sad, and everybody's grumbling and gossiping, and you're not moving forward, you're not moving the organization forward, your family's falling apart, and all these other things. Now I know you may go, whoa, James, that's a lot, that's kind of heavy. right? My life's not falling apart. But this is what can happen when you lose that tenacity. Because you as the leader, it's not just you, it's the people that you lead. So again, if you yourself are up here and you lose the tenacity, it pours down into your team. It does. They are affected by how you feel. Your team is affected by how you act. Your team is affected by your attitude. You create the culture, and your team is affected by it. But, however, on the other end, if you have that tenacity, right? If you got that tenacity, then you are a go-getter. And then what does that do for your team? Who are they? Well, they become, sorry about my smiley face there. They become go-getters too. So if you are a go-getter and you have that tenacity, you keep going, you keep fighting, then that becomes the culture of your team. Now, your team, again, as we're talking about now, that's the culture of your team. That's the environment. So any new people that come in, they are seeing that you have tenacity, and they're going, okay, this is the baseline. The baseline is we have tenacity. This is what we do. This is who we are. Let's go get it. What you do affects your team, and you have to remember that. So that's one of the big qualities of a leader. So again, 5 things you need as a leader, 5 best ways to lead. Number 1, you have to have that fire. You have to be a go-getter and get it done. Anyone can state a problem, but only a leader will solve it. Number 2, you have to have intuition. You have to be able to take a risk when no one else is willing. And you have to trust your gut. Number 3, you got to be real because everybody else is taken. Don't be a fake leader. Be a leader worth following, and your team may have some valuable feedback for you, but are you real enough to listen to them and to not be insecure about it? Number 4, you got to show them. Don't just talk about it, be about it, as the quote says. If you have expectations for your team, are you yourself meeting those expectations? If not, you got some checking to do. And then lastly, number 5, you have to have some tenacity. You have to be able to continue to move forward with resilience no matter what. If you don't, and you're sad and you're kind of depressed and you're just moping around, complaining, that's going to trickle all the way down to your team, and then the whole culture of your whole organization will be just like you. Have no tenacity whatsoever. However, if you stay and you have some tenacity, then that goes with your team members. Your team members will be able to do the same. And then remember, that will be able to positively have an effect on your culture, and it can become the standard. It can become the baseline that you have tenacity as an organization. Those are the 5 best ways to lead. And with that said, I hope that you remember that you are one slant away from changing your life. If you'd like more information and see if you'd be a good fit to work with me as a leadership advisor, then you can click the links down below. With that said, I'll see you in the next one.